It's another solid effort between the pipes from an Oilers goaltender as Mike Smith turns aside 37 of 39 shots on Thursday night as the Oilers get goals from Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, and Derek Ryan to best the Vancouver Canucks in the first half of the home and home at Rogers Place. 3-2 was the final. Welcome to the Oilers TV live post-game show. I'm Tony Barr. Thank you for making us a part of your evening. We're going to get some live post-game reaction from Derek Ryan and Mike Smith, followed by head coach Dave Tippett in just a few moments. Stay tuned.
Derek, maybe first and foremost, I mean, that's scary to see a teammate and a line mate go through. Just your thoughts on having to see that.
Yeah, it was really tough. Obviously, I'm a new face around here, but Cass and I have bonded. He's like my brother sitting next to me in the locker room, so to see him like that on the ice, yeah, it just makes me sick to my stomach. It's a tough feeling, and haven't seen him yet in the locker room, but I heard he's doing all right. So yeah, just not an enjoyable experience for sure.
A night for your line, you guys chip in a bit offensively, some good defensive plays as well. He was really physical through most of the night. Did you feel like the line clicked as well as it had tonight?
Yeah, I thought so. I thought we took some major strides as a line, started making some plays in the O-zone. Obviously getting that goal is huge for the confidence. And yeah, I thought we were useful in all situations. And it's one of those games where, a couple shifts weren't going our way in the second. We stuck with it and ended up playing in the O-zone and getting that goal. So I think, I really like my line. I think we can be really effective and just continue to stick with it, grow our game, get confidence and chemistry playing with each other. And yeah.
Just starting out, Derek, not to belabor the fight, but you said Zach's feeling okay. That we're based on what you've seen. Did you see him kind of come off the ice? And certainly sounds like he's doing better than what he looked as he came off the ice there.
Yeah, I haven't seen him yet. I just heard from what Tip was saying in the end of the meeting, or the end of the game meeting there. And yeah, I can't really comment, because I don't really know. I'll leave it to the medical staff. So I just know that he's doing all right.
You obviously, had the goal, but you also chipped in with the defensive play at the end, stopping the chance. Is that the type of game that you think you could play, kind of doing both ends of the ice there?
Yeah, 100%. I've talked about it since I've been here. I feel like that I can contribute on both sides of the ice, and I have to. I mean, as a depth player, you have to find ways to contribute both offensively and defensively, especially when you have the top guys like we do. You have to find ways to chip in and help them out, take the burden off their back a little bit. So that's what I'm working towards here in the preseason, and obviously one more game, and then we start the real stuff.
Derek, what did you think overall of the penalty kill? You guys haven't got to do a lot of it. What did you think of it tonight?
Yeah, honestly, we haven't been able to practice it a ton either. So I guess maybe it was kind of nice to practice it a little bit tonight. It's good. It's a little different than the system that I was playing in Calgary, and also different than I played in Carolina in terms of our up ice pressure and our forecheck. But I feel like I'm getting more comfortable in the structure there, and I kind of look forward to practicing it more, especially in practice. Yeah, no better practice than to go against Leon and Connor too. So yeah, it's something that's it's a work in progress, and I feel like we're getting chemistry with our kill mates, if you will, whoever we're working with, and I'm sure that'll change and shuffle as the regular season gets underway, but definitely some strides tonight for sure.
Do you find in your experience having been around the league, does it take some time when you bring in a few new guys just to get that chemistry and be on the same page? Is it just usual that, I don't know if it's 5-10 games, is there a number, or is it just the amount of reps and kills you have?
I don't think there's a number, at least I don't know what it is, but it definitely takes time, just like anything in life where you're getting used to whoever you're working with, and hockey's definitely no different. The game's so fast, there's so many reads that you have to be able to read off each other, know where each other are going, and that also comes with understanding and knowing our structure, where we're pressing, where we're not pressing, and those sorts of things. So I think that comes with just repetition, seeing different things, and then it becomes kind of automatic muscle memory where you read a play and you just do it.
Derek, 37 stops for Mike Smith in between the pipes, but he also chipped in with an assist and was engaged in a couple of scrums in front of his own net. When a goaltender's that engaged, what does that do for you guys on the bench?
Yeah, it's awesome. He almost had a goal there at the end, I think, too. He just missed that. But yeah, Smitty's awesome. He was dialed in tonight, and you've seen it so many times. I've seen it in Calgary. I've seen it playing against him here in Edmonton, and now here in my short time playing here in Edmonton, I've seen it. He's just a fierce competitor, and you see it out there on the ice where he's fighting for every puck, fighting for every angle, and he's like another defenseman back there making plays, making outlet passes, beating their forecheck, and he's an elite asset to have.
How would you describe him as a teammate?
Fierce competitor, if you wanted me to be suffice. He's always competing in practice. If he scores on you, if you score on him, he's mean mugging you, and he doesn't want that to happen. So he's always trying to get better, and he's a fierce competitor.
Thanks, Derek.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Hey, Mike, obviously a pretty scary incident late in that hockey game. How tough is it to see a teammate go down like that, and have you been able to talk to Zach after the game?
Yeah, I just chatted with him briefly, obviously. You know, you never want to see that happen to anyone, you know, let alone one of your friends and teammates. So obviously a scary situation, but seems like he's in good spirits, and you know, obviously we'll get some testing done, and hopefully he's got his heart ahead as it looks.
Mike, switching gears to your play, 37 stops tonight. You had 18 last week in your first appearance in the preseason. Where's your confidence level with the season opener right around the corner?
Yeah, I mean, for as little as I've been in there, I feel pretty good. You know, I've just tried to build as camp goes on, and obviously, you know, it's been a longer camp than we were used to the last couple of years. So I think you just, you know, it's a process. You know, as camp goes on, you want to start to build a game and you know, not put too much into, you know, the games itself, but just kind of build, and then when the season starts, you know, be peaking and be playing some of your best hockey. So it's a process. It's you know, it's 3.5 weeks of camp. It's a grind. Trying to balance rest and you know, feeling good and healthy and all the above. So I feel like my game's where it needs to be right now.
Mike, you had mentioned you wanted to see how you felt afterwards. Are you looking to get another game? Is that your decision? Is it kind of a combination with you and Dave?
Yeah, I think I'll have a conversation with both Schwartzy and Tip and kind of, you know, see where we're at. But if I didn't get another one, I feel like I'm ready to go.
And I'm not sure if you saw the first scrape. What were your thoughts on Strudwick's scraping skills?
I mean, he missed some snow out there, that's for sure, especially around the crease. So I'm gonna have to have a word with him, but I'll leave it at that. But he was chirping out there a little bit too. I don't think the Ice Girls are supposed to be doing that.
Mike, it was kind of feisty in the crease tonight, kind of a lot going on in there. You got involved a little bit. I guess in preseason, you know, maybe sometimes it'll go that way. Just your thoughts on a feisty night where there's lots going on around you.
You know what? It was kind of nice, to be honest. You know, just so you're not tiptoeing into the season, like, you know, and there hasn't been anything going on in front of you. So it's actually, as the game went on, it kind of got more competitive, and guys were going to the net hard and you know, playing some hard-nosed hockey. And it's good not to just, you know, I've always talked about this flicking a switch. It's not a switch you just flick on and off when you want. It's you know, it's good habits, and what better way to play in a preseason game. And you know, it seemed like guys were fighting for jobs out there and fighting for space. And obviously there was some contact in the crease, but you know, that's to be expected. And you know, kind of as the game went on, it kind of got me more and more involved in the game. And you know, like I said, I feel like I'm right where I need to be at this time of the year.
Is that a shot you're taking in the regular season too?
No. Well, we'll see.
Probably.
I'm just wondering if you got a bad bounce there, or did you hook it a little bit?
No, I didn't hook it. I pulled it more than anything. I think it was more of a straight pull. I like to play a draw, but I would say that was more of a, you know, it's a straight pull, but it was kind of off angle a little bit. The tee box was kind of set up to the right a little bit, and kind of made me kind of shoot it down the right side. So, no, it was just tugged a little.
That how you kind of like the feistiness of this game. I mean, and it kind of gets you ready for the regular season. I imagine, you know, you're still 5-6 days away or whatever, but you're ready to go now, I guess, after a game like this, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think you're just at this point in the season, you're just, or the exhibition season, you're just getting amped up to get ready for the first game. And you know, some guys need 5 games, some guys need 2, so it's all like a personal thing, just to see where your game's at, how you're feeling. And you know, we have enough guys in the lineup that have been here before that know, you know, what it takes to be successful. And with the new guys, it's about getting on the same page as quickly as possible. And you know, exhibition games, you know, give you that chance to do that without having, you know, any you know, negative things against your team. So I think guys are learning. There's communication going on, but yeah, it's a process, like I mentioned, and it's just getting ready for game 1. Thanks.
Thanks, Mike.
Do you have any update on Zach after what happened there?
He's got a pretty good bump on his head from hitting the ice, but he was in good spirits. He's everything fine in there. He was joking and telling jokes when I came in and saw him after the game. So, but he banged his head on the ice pretty good.
Yeah, just a few minutes left in a preseason game. I mean, you don't want to see it at any time, but it must have been a kind of a scary moment for you guys.
I mean, it does. It's one of those ones that upsets you. You never want to see that happen. And, you know, it's a freak thing. Helmet comes off and he just falls the wrong way, and then the weight of the fall bangs his head. So, but lucky, it seems like he's all right in there. So we'll see where he is tomorrow.
He's a guy that, I mean, he plays the game on the edge. It seemed tonight like he was, and I'm not just talking about the fight, he was engaged in throwing hits, and was that as engaged as you'd seen him so far?
I thought our whole group was, it was a competitive game, and, we put that line together that wanted to be a competitive line down low in the other team's end and be hard to play against, and they're trying to build that identity in their game. So, I thought the line had a strong game, really strong game. They got rewarded with a goal, and that's the way we're going to need that line to play. And Cass knows. This is an important year for Cass. He went through the injuries last year. He's come back. He's in great shape. He wants to help this team take the next step, and he's coming in and put the work in camp, and he knows how he wants to play, and he's going out and doing it, which is good to see.
With Derek Ryan, there's obviously the goal, but then he had a nice back check. He won some key faceoffs. Are you seeing some of the subtleties in his game that are going to come in handy? He's smart. He's really smart. He just reads plays. When you got a couple big guys like that you really want forechecking hard, and he's a guy that reads off those guys well. So he's been pretty solid. You can tell he's a smart player. He does a lot of little things right. The right-hand face-off, he probably didn't have as good a night as he wanted to tonight, but it was kind of a seesaw game. We won a few in a row, and then they'd win a few in a row. So, but all in all, it was a game that I liked the way our group played. There was lots of special teams, so you can see what people do in that. But it was a competitive game. It's getting closer to the regular season. You're competitive. It pushes you into doing a lot of things right if you got a chance to win, if you want to have a chance to win. And that's the kind of game it was tonight. And I like that, where our group is right now.
A lot of opportunities to see your penalty kill in action. I know they allowed a couple goals, but what did you kind of the way?
Some good, some bad. We'll go through it, but it's good to get those reps just so now we can start reinforcing, especially with our new guys here, reinforcing what we're looking for in certain situations. So it's a good test. Vancouver's got a good power play. They zip it around pretty good, so it was a good test for us. So we'll look at it and continue to push people in that direction.
Mike Smith, he was saying that he liked how feisty the game was because it got him kind of engaged toward the end of this preseason and into the regular season. Did you find that as well from the bench?
Yeah, it was a competitive game. That's why it pushes you into doing things right. Otherwise you're not going to win. So we had a lot of guys that would do a lot of things well within a tight game like that. That was what we were looking for. Schmitty was really solid in there. In some hard situations on the PK and stuff, and he moved the puck very well tonight. So that was a strong game for him.
Dave, what did you think of Turris on that line? And then a quick follow-up on your second power play unit that seemed to get a little bit of work time tonight.
Turris was fine there. He's just competing harder, and I think being on the wing is less responsibility down low for him. He's done the job up there. He's got skill. When he gets the puck, he can make a good play. And that second power play unit, they were all right. That first one, when they got a little over a minute early in the first period there, they were solid. They looked really good this morning in practice. I'm glad they got a few reps tonight.
Just on the right side, Yamamoto's banged up. Cassian, obviously, tonight, you're already without Archibald. Are you concerned that opening night, kind of what that right side might look like?
No,
Do you have options that can move over?
I think Yamo got cleared today, so he's an option for Saturday. I'm not sure where we are with Cass yet, but we've still got Hyman that could go over there. We've still got to make a decision on Sevier, so we have enough to make it work.
And as you're getting towards the end in the final decisions, how would you characterize, how close the competition is for those spots up front there?
It's very close. I mean, like I said earlier, I don't think anybody's played themselves off the team, but there's some guys that maybe pushed a little farther ahead. All right, thanks.
Face 5-on-3.
Got to win the draw.
Draisaitl does exactly that. They got one on a 5-on-3 against Seattle. Here's McDavid loading up left circle. One-timer, Draisaitl scores! And the 5-on-3 converted. McDavid to Draisaitl. He smokes it past Halak. 1-0 Edmonton, first period.
Face-off win. I mean, Leon's a 55% face-off percentage guy. the last couple of years. He's really dramatically improved in that area. And Jackie, the Oilers' #1 power play unit, where they've had the top 2 lines going. 5 of 7 now, and they still got time to work with the extra man. And that's right in Leon Draisaitl's kill zone.
Well, and he finds an opening for Elias Pettersson. Moves in, shot left circle, and a save with no rebound by Mike Smith. Not in the shape he needs to be. Here's a steal by Petan as the Oilers were attacking 3-on-1 Canucks. Petan, Miller, back to Petan, back door, and what a stop made on Podkolzin by a splayed-out Smith. Clear down the ice. About as angry as I've ever seen my partner, included Miller and Nugent Hopkins. We'll get to that later. Draisaitl. McDavid short side, he scores. Underneath the glove hand of Yaroslav Halak. Oilers caught the Canucks trying to change on the kill. And a short pass from Draisaitl freed up McDavid deep in the right circle, and he fooled Halak by going glove side to short side, and he makes it 2-0.
Well, Connor McDavid can do that. Mike Smith's going to get an assist for a 150-foot stretch pass to Leon Draisaitl, who just popped it to McDavid. He took it hard to the goal and beat Halak to the short side. And the Oilers have got themselves a 2-0 lead. Jack, they're 6 for 10, having the true #1 power play unit on the ice. Now, these are all home games preseason, but those numbers speak for themselves.
Jason threw it back to Hughes, cross ice, and now you've got Miller. One-timer by Hughes, scores! Past Mike Smith, who never saw that puck, and Quinn Hughes, making his first appearance of the preseason for the Vancouver Canucks, has put the visitors on the board, and Chason with the screen in front.
There you go, net front presence from Alex Chason, and that whole sequence started because the Oilers didn't get the puck deep. Chason backtracked on a play and stripped Darnell Nurse, and then the Canucks popped it back to the point. They had 2 men in front, Petan and Chason, and Darnell Nurse was sort of sandwiched in between them by the time everybody got to the front of the net and got lost in the wash, and it would have been almost impossible for Smith to pick that up on his glove side.
Hughes. Left side, Miller. Hughes, one-timer, Pettersson wrist shot, score. And that was tipped by Petan, I believe, directly in front of Mike Smith. And on the redirect, Vancouver ties the game, and we've now seen 4 power play goals in this game, 2 for each side.
Canucks threw it around. They got their half of their legitimate first unit out there. I think we know that Miller, Hughes, and Pettersson are going to be on the power play. And Pettersson with a perfect shot pass in front. Petan picked it up and deflected it up and over the glove side of Mike Smith. Oilers need to do a better job, Jack.
Draisaitl, beautiful lead pass backhander to Puljujarvi, who dragged it to his forehand, and Keith holds the zone and keeps the pressure on for Ceci. Now it's Fogle. Open is Duncan Keith. The drive deflected home. Derek Ryan will get credit for the goal, and Edmonton regains the lead 5-on-5.
Wonder whether
it's 3-2.
Whether or not Travis Green's going to challenge this one based upon how animated Yaroslav Halak was in front of the net.
Well, Bowie powered Cassian into the goaltender. Ryan with the high slot tip. And I think this is going to be very similar to the other night where Bowie is riding Cassian into his own goaltender.
A real good, low, hard shot by Duncan Keith and an excellent deflection by the former Alberta Golden Bear, Derek Ryan, last 3 years of the Calgary Flames.
To Leon Draisaitl, right corner. And now McDavid able to poke it free for Ceci. Draisaitl, beautiful pass. McDavid denied by the right pad of Halak. Puck a little bit. Eventually chips it over to Turris. One-timer, Bouchard. Tipped home. Nugent Hopkins, and they're waving it off. Emphatically. Nugent Hopkins, a beautiful tip. I did not think his stick was above the crossbar, but there may have been contact on Halak.
That's what they're going to say.
There's no goal on the play. Number 18 for Edmonton interfered with the goaltender within his crease. Incidental contact. No goal.
With the dump in. Smith knocked it down. He'll shoot toward the empty net. It bounces just wide. That was inside the trapezoid line against the Smith's right. Petan wins the draw. Miller with 7 seconds. Spins. Kicks it back. Hughes. One-timer Pettersson, and he smoked it wide. And time will run out before Hughes can get it on net. Edmonton wins again. Now 5-1-1 in the preseason. Smith.
Bye.